Hey, this is alexkaapa. Although it's pretty delayed, this video, I still decided to make a video response to Veritas 48's video Arguments from Facts of Normativity, in which he basically states that normative facts can be best explained with the existence of a God. First, I want to attack the premise that normative facts exist in the first place. He does give examples for what these supposed normative facts are supposed to be, but fails to show how they are actually normative facts. Being normative facts show the way reality ought to be. That is, they are necessary. But what does this really mean? His examples are that you, for example, ought not run over a child for fun. But then I say, why not? And the same goes for rational normative facts. His example was, you ought believe that you have a computer screen in front of your face. But then I ask, why? He fails to establish a reasonable argument for why something is intrinsically necessary. Rather, these things are necessary for something else to be fulfilled or for something else to occur. That is, you ought not run over a child for fun if you don't want to cause needless suffering. Or you ought believe that you have a computer screen in front of your face if you want your beliefs to resemble reality. You see that these normative statements are always conditional. How then do I convince another person that it is better to act a certain way or to believe a certain thing instead of any other? I will first argue for rational beliefs and then turn to moral ones. For my argument, I have 4 assumptions or premises. I decided to write them down and read them out to you because they were a bit lengthy and hard to memorize for me, so please forgive me for not looking into the camera for some while. So, 1. There is a state of reality which is real objectively independent of our experience. 2. Your beliefs about reality inform your actions within reality. 3. Acting counter to this reality can lead to conflicts of interest with reality, which the latter will always win, meaning that your beliefs and thus behavioral patterns become contradictory and can have negative consequences, such as suffering. 4. Humans try to avoid negative experiences and thus adjust their behavior and beliefs accordingly. What this means is that it is in our interest to have as little false or irrational beliefs as necessary to avoid inevitable suffering. In effect, this means that not all rational beliefs will be dismissed right at hand, because, or maybe even possibly never will be dismissed within a lifetime, because they are not sufficiently contradictory with reality in order to cause suffering to the individual. How does this apply to moral beliefs? Well, moral beliefs are in fact nothing other than rational beliefs, but under a certain circumstance, namely, the objective is to minimize suffering and maximize happiness. This means that a moral belief, a moral decision is the most rational decision given the set goal. Of course, if our goals are not the same, our perception of morality isn't the same either, and therefore meaningful discussion about morality is impossible. But on the other hand, if our goals are similar enough, then a meaningful discussion can be held. For this I will invoke our human evolution. We have evolved in such a way that our perceptions about morality are very similar. We all have these feelings such as empathy, altruism and kindness, which we all feel under similar circumstances. You can thus conclude really that we do have similar goals. To understand exactly how I came to this conclusion, please watch the video at the sidebar here, and the link is there. Therefore, you don't have to invoke that normative facts exist in order to explain why we behave morally and rationally. It is completely sufficient to show that it is in our interest and it's thus conditional that we behave this way. In this way, you can get from an is to an ought, because it's always the condition which is there. So, unless Veritas 48 gives a reasonable and coherent argument for why normative facts have to exist, the discussion of whether God is the best explanation for them is completely meaningless, because there is nothing for him to account for. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to rate and comment this video, and yeah, I think that's it.